with the continuation of the topic. Participation of people in employment, that is from NCERT. Worker population ratio is an indicator which is used for analyzing the employment situation in the country. So that is main stress is on worker population ratio. That can be asked. This ratio is useful in knowing the proportion of population that is actively contributing to the production of goods and services of a country. And if the ratio is higher, that means that engagement of people is higher for employment. If the ratio of the country is medium or low, that means a very high proportion of its population is not involved directly in economic activity. And that you have discussed in the lower classes. The meaning of the term population is defined as the total number of people who reside in a particular locality at a particular point of time. So the definition of population is to be given over there. And if you want to know the worker population ratio for India, divide the total number of worker in India by the population in India and multiplied by 100, and you will get to know worker population ratio for India. Now the table is given for that worker population ratio in India, that is 2009-10. The data is given: sex, work population ratio, total, rural, urban, man, woman. And in the case of employment, it is very necessary to be discussed that how much man and woman involved in economic activity. So total is 54.4, and then 21.9, and the total is 38.6. And then so it is indicated from the table that out of 100, 54% man belong to rural area, and suppose out of 100 worker, and 54.6 belong to urban area. And then for the women, even out of 124 belong to rural, and out of 114 only belong to the urban area, which are working, which are considered as a worker or employed in some economic activity. So out of 100 people, 38.6 are the only who are working over there, because in the total population, all type of population are included, like all section are included, like children below 18 and above 18, all the population are there. So out of 100, so 100 is considered as a total population. Out of that 100 is considered as a total population for female. Then out of that 24.8 only working over there. That we can discuss from the explanation of table also. If you will look at the table 7.1, it shows the different level of participation of people in economic activity for every 100 person. About 39 are worker in India in urban area, like 38.6, that is to be rounded off 39, and out of the 100 person in the country. And then the proportion is about 36, whereas in rural India, and the ratio is about 40. So 36 in the rural area. Here it is to be given. And that is in the urban area, 35.5, which is to be rounded off at 36 out of 100 in the population. And the ratio is about 40, and there is a ratio is about 40 in the case of rural area. So more contribution from the rural area comparatively urban. Why there is a big difference? Because the people in rural area have limited resources to earn a livelihood, and then they are participated more in employment, and then they don't go for villages, they don't go for school and colleges and other training institutions. That is why they are not that much connected with the education and skill development program. And then urban people have a variety of employment opportunities over there, and they look for the appropriate job to suit their qualification. And the people in rural area, they cannot stay at home, they have to be work, because they already are poor, and due to economic condition they are to do every type of activity, any type of activity. But in urban area, people used to wait, and they just waiting for the right job for which they are made of. Now compared to females, more male are found to be working. The difference is in participation rate is very large in the urban area, because in urban area more male are participating comparatively in the rural area. For every 100 urban female, only about 15 are engaged in some economic activities, as shown in the table. Like women in urban area, out of 100 only 15 has to be rounded off, 15 is involved in economic activity. And out of 100, 24 out of 100 rural female, 24 are working in, or 24, that is to be rounded off, 25 is to be working in some economic activity. So if you are talking about the man on the basis of rural and urban, more contribution from the rural, definitely more contribution from the rural women comparatively urban women. So there is a lots of difference, there is a big difference. And here you can see the out of total rural and urban both, out of 100 male 54% male are working, and out of 100 female, so 21% women are working. So there is a very less contribution by women for the economic activity. Why there is a less contribution by women compared to man in the worker population ratio? The reason given over there, men are able to earn high income and family discourage female members from taking up the jobs. After explanation of the table, now we can go through the points heading wise. So there is a higher proportion of rural people. So in urban area the proportion is 35 out of 100 rural, out of 100 urban area, and then in the case of rural India ratio is about 39, that means 40 out of 100. Then employment opportunities, rural area are having limited opportunities and urban area is having more opportunity, that is why more contribution from the side, but the difference is only 0.2 over there. Now the education level is more in urban area comparatively rural, so they are having limited employment opportunities in this way also, and higher proportion of male workers as compared to female. The more contribution of towards the GDP is from the side of men, because they are able to earn more as they are always encouraged by the family, and women are discouraged by the family and they are having limited resources comparatively men. More women worker in rural area, so ratio of women worker in rural area is more than the women working in worker in urban area. It happens because the people in rural area cannot stay home because of the economic condition, they have to work, so women have to work over there. Underestimation of women worker, the number of women worker in our country are generally underestimated, because many activities undertaken by them and not recognized as a productivity activity. Like in the farm activities, many activities done by the women and they are not counted as economic, suggests that they should be counted in this way. So this is the table that is very important, and they are calculating this out of 100. So we are talking, if we are talking about the men 54.6 urban, so that means out of the 100 urban men 54 are working, so that is out of the 100 we are making from worker population ratio. So no need to match up the total, because that is from the 100 itself for the individual. Now the next para is related to self-employed and hired workers. There I'm just getting this paragraph from this NCERT, that is, let us take 3 workers from the construction industry: a cement shop owner, a construction worker, and a civil engineer of a construction company. Since the status of each of them is different from other, they are also called differently. Worker who own and operate an enterprise to earn their livelihood, that is known as self-employed. Who is a cement shop owner, he is considered as a self-employed because he is having his own shop and he is running it for the livelihood. Thus the cement shop owner is a self-employed. About 52% of the workers in India belong to the category. This construction worker are known as the casual wage labor. So the construction worker in the construction industry, that is the casual wage laborer, they account for 30% of India's workforce, and such laborer are casually engaged in the other farm and in return get a remuneration for their work done. Workers like the civil engineer workers in the construction and company are 14% of the Indian workforce. When a company is engaged by someone or enterprise paid his or her wages on regular basis, they are known as regular salaried employee. So there are 3 status they have been discussed, like self-employed, casual wage laborer, and then there is a regular salaried employee. Now the pie chart has been given over there. So in the case of urban worker, you can see 42% related to self-employed and 15% casual wage laborer and 43% regular salaried employee who are working under someone. And in the case of rural workers, only as it is 42% salaried self-employed and it is only 9% self-employed. So what is the big difference? And then casual wage laborer, that is here 15% and here 35% casual wage laborer. So more contribution from the casual wage laborer. And then about the regular salaried employee, here 43% and here is 56% regular salaried employee working in in the rural areas. So that is a distribution of employment by region on the basis of urban and rural workers. So here you can say more contribution by the people who are regular salaried employee in case of rural area and lesser in the case of self-employed. And here self-employed is more not that much. The regular salaried employed is more, but that is not too much far away from the self-employed, that you can mention over there. So these are the pie chart. You have to analyze it very carefully, because you have to mention the things or outcome out of this pie chart in your answer. There it is given self-employed, that is arrangement in which a worker uses own resources to make a living. And then there is a wage employment, that is arrangement in which a worker sells labor and earn wages in return, is known as wage employment. And worker is shown as employee, and buyer of labor is known as employer over there. Workers do not have any other resources except their own labor, and they offer their labor services to others and then in return get their wages. Now about the regular workers, when the worker is engaged by someone or enterprises is paid on a regular basis, such worker is known as regular salaried employees. Workers are hired on permanent basis, so get their social security and their job security over there. Even regular worker account for the just 18% of Indian labor, that has been discussed. Now the casual workers, the worker who are casually engaged and in return get remuneration for the worker done and termed as casual worker. They are not hired on permanent basis. It means they don't have regular income, protection or regulation from the government, and job security and social security all are missing in the case of casual workers, and that is 30% of India's workforce. That is our data given over there. Self-employed, regular, casual workers. Self-employed as 52%, regular 18%, and casual 30%, and that is out of total working population. So out of this pie chart, what can be discussed that self-employment is a major source of livelihood first of all, and casual worker account for the second major source for men and women. And then in the case of regular salaried employment, men are found in greater proportion, and whereas the women are from only 13%. The reason for this could be skill requirement, as a regular salaried job requires skill and higher level of literacy. Definitely if you are in regular type of job, then you are having a higher level of literacy and skill also over there. So these type of comparison pie chart analysis you have to give, and that has been given also over there, that you have to do in this chapter. Up to this point, 1 mark question can come, table can come over there.